Good morning. This is Kent Blaylock with SDG Replays. This morning I'm coming to you as I am preparing to continue in my 1979 replay with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Today we'll find ourselves in a matchup between the Pirates and the New York Mets. It's going to be the Pirates visiting the Mets, Shea Stadium. And today's matchup is going to be the opening game of a doubleheader in Shea. I'm going to check the date here. It's from Monday, June 25th, 1979. So it's going to be a doubleheader on the 25th, and then they'll close out that three-game set. Actually, they're having a four-game set. They'll play through Wednesday, the 27th. So we're going to take a look at the opening game of that doubleheader. In real life, the Pirates won 8-1 with John Candelaria on the mound for the Pirates and Swan on the mound for the Mets. That would be Craig Swan on the mound for the Mets, taking the loss. But we'll see how it plays out today. The Pirates in the replay are on top in the National League East, and I'll have to take a look at where the Mets fall when we get into the game screen. Hope you'll enjoy this replay of this affair from June 25th, 1979, from the National League East leading Pittsburgh Pirates, who went on in that season to win the World Series, being led by Willie Pop Stargell, Dave Parker, and the rest of the crew. I hope you'll have a good time enjoying this game. Good morning once again. This is Kent Blaylock with SDG Replays, coming to you with this 1979 replay for the Pittsburgh Pirates. We are family Pirates who went on to win the World Series in 1979. We're going to continue in this season. We are approaching, a few more weeks till we get to the midway point of the season. But currently, you see in our matchup today, we're at Shea Stadium. This is the first game of a doubleheader on Monday, June 25th, 1979. The Pirates are currently at 44-20 with a two-game winning streak, while the Mets are 36-28, and they're a loser of two. As you can see, John Candelaria is going to be on the mound for the Pirates. So far in this season, he's started 13 games. He's 8-1 with a 2.34 ERA and a 1.03 WHIP. Going up against Craig Swan, who is pitching lights out. In his 15 games started, he has a 1.51 ERA. He's 9-2 with a .98 WHIP. So this should be a challenging and interesting game for the Pirates, because Swan is going to be difficult. I am going to be playing using pocket pennant run. So for the Mets that year, Craig Swan was their ace. He is a pitcher that can go 7 innings, throwing from the right-handed, excuse me. He is a B pitcher with A control and A defense. So he's a B and an A and A. Candelaria is the exact same, except he's throwing from the left side of the plate. You can see so far in the season that the leaders for each team In batting average, Dave Parker for the Pirates and Lee Mazzilli for the Mets at 317 and 336. Dave Parker swinging a heavy bat with 17 home runs, and Mazzilli with 9 home runs. Stolen bases, Omar Moreno has been a problem for the entire National League with 39 stolen bases, and Frank Tavares with 20. See each team's opposing lineups, and not opposing each team's lineups. Let's go with the visiting Pirates first. Omar Moreno will be leading off. Moreno, batting from the left side, is a B batter with C power, A speed, and C defense. Batting second at short is Tim Foley. Foley hits from the right side. He's a B batter with C power, C speed, and C defense. Batting in the third spot, batting from the left side, is right fielder Dave Parker. He bats from the left side and is a right fielder. He is an A batter with A power, B speed, and C defense. And I know that C defense causes some people consternation because I believe Parker was a Golden Glove player in 1979. So I'm curious how they got that rating. John Milner is batting in the fourth spot, batting from the left side and playing first base. He's a B batter with B power, C speed, and B defense. Batting in the fifth spot, Mike Easler, left fielder. Easler C's all the way across, batter, power, speed, and defense. Ed Ottebeer, catcher, batting from the left side, B batter, B power, D speed, A defense. Rennie Stennett, Phil Gardner, batting in the seventh spot at third base, batting from the right side, B power, B batter, B power, B speed, C defense. Then your second baseman, Rennie Stennett, batting from the right, Stennett, C batter, C power, D speed, and C defense. And again, pitching, John Candelaria will be D's all the way across when he's batting. When he is pitching, he can go 6 innings. He's a B pitcher with A control and A speed. Defense. For the home team Mets, leading off is shortstop Frank Tavares. He's a right-handed batter. He's a C batter with C power, A speed, and C defense. Batting in the second spot, Elliot Maddox, playing center field. Maddox bats from the right side. B batter, C power, C speed, and B defense. Batting in the third spot, right fielder Joel Youngblood. Youngblood, batting from the right side, B batter, B power, B speed, C defense. Right-handed batter John Stearns. Skipped a spot. In the fourth spot is Richie Hebner, batting from the left side, playing third base. Hebner, B batter, B power, C speed, D defense. Then we have Joel Stearns, catching, batting from the right side. John Stearns, I don't know why I call him Joel. Righty, he's a C batter, B power, B speed, B defense. Then Willie Montanez, batting from the left side and playing first base. C batter, C power, D speed, B defense. Steve Henderson in left field, right-handed batter. Henderson. A batter, B power, B speed, B defense. Then Doug Flynn, second baseman. Flynn's a righty, C batter, C power, D speed, B defense. Then Craig Swan, your pitcher. D's all the way across, and he can go 7 innings with B pitching, A control, and A defense. And that's our lineups. So let's get into the game. Make sure I got to transition the screen over so you'll get a better look at things. As you can see, I have the cards and the dice roller, and I will be reading the batter cards off screen, but I will be calling out their ratings until we get a couple innings in. So leading off, Omar Marino. Leading off for Pittsburgh, pitching again, Craig Swan. The righty Swan, Omar Marino, bats from the left side, so he will keep his B batter rating. So here is the pitch as we open this game. Swan into the windup. That's a B6. That will go to his batter card. Marino again, B hitter. That B7 will be a ground ball. Hit sharply to Montanez at first. Pulls him off the bag slightly as Swan has to come over and cover the bag for the 3-1 put out, and out number 1. That'll bring up Tim Foley. Foley again is a B-rated batter, but batting from the right side against the righty Swan. That'll drop to a C. Here's the pitch from Swan as Foley digs in. I think we'll go to the batter card. That C3 is a sharply hit ground ball. Too short. Tavares up with it as he scoops it up. Tosses it over to Montanez at first for the 6-3 put out. 2 up, 2 down for Swan as the dangerous Dave Parker steps to the plate, batting from the left side. He will keep his A rating. So a B pitcher against an A hitter. Here is the pitch, and he will be given something to hit as that B11 goes to the batter card, and that A11 will be his power, and he has A power. So he hits a 2-out double that he rattles off the wall in between the alley between Maddox and Youngblood, as Youngblood fields it and tosses it in, but not before Dave Parker has found himself on with a 2-out double for Parker, which will bring John Milner to the plate. He will be hitting from the B column as he's a lefty, and he'll maintain that as the 2-out double has Parker in scoring position. Swan into the windup. Miller digs in. He will get to hit. That B8 goes to the batter card. Milner, again a B hitter, B8. And that's a single, but it will only move Parker to third as it's fielded quickly and got in before Parker can make the trip to home. And that'll bring up Mike Easler. Easler will be hitting from the C column as a lefty. So runners on the corner. Craig Swan wanting to pitch himself out of this situation he's got in, this 2-out situation. Here's the pitch from Swan, and Easler will get to hit. We go to his card. That C9 is a single. It will score Parker. Move Milner over to second. So a 2-out rally here in the first by the Pirates have brought our first run across the plate. And so with 2 outs, runners on first and second, and a run coming across, 3 hits already in this first inning, as Ed Ott steps to the plate. Ott will be batting from the B column, batting from the left side. Here is the pitch from Swan. This time, it's going to be a defensive check on the second baseman. The second baseman, Flynn, B defense. He scoops it up. That 10 will be playable. He makes the good play at second, tosses it over to Montanez at first for the 4-3 put out. And we go to the bottom of the first with the Pirates bringing 1 run across on 3 hits as John Candelaria toes the rubber. We have Frank Tavares stepping to the plate, the righty, against the lefty. He will keep his C hitting rating. As Montanez, read the wrong column. Tavares, he's a C as well. As Tavares steps up, here is the pitch. Again, Candelaria is a B pitcher, so that B9 will go to the batter. That C3 is a sharp ground ball to Tim Foley at short. Up with it over to first for the 6-3 put out as Milner squeezes the glove for out number 1. And that'll bring Elliot Maddox to the plate. Elliot Maddox is our, where was he playing? I think right field. Maddox is a B batter from the right side, so he will maintain that B rating. Here's the pitch to Maddox. He will get to hit. That B7 is a sharply hit ball to Milner at first. Milner scoops it up. Candelaria covering the bag for the 3-1 put out, and out number 2. And that'll bring Joel Youngblood to the plate. Youngblood will be hitting from the B column. Here's the pitch to Youngblood. Candelaria into the windup. He will get to hit. That B11 goes to his power column. Youngblood's power is B. That B2, he hits a deep fly ball into center field. It takes Marino back to the warning track, back to the wall. But eventually it's just a long out for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down for Candelaria in the bottom of the first. And we go to the second with Pittsburgh leading 1-0 and Phil Garner stepping to the plate. Garner, the righty, bats from the B column, so his rating will drop to a C as Swan goes into the windup. That B4 is a defensive check. Again, that will be on second baseman Flynn. Flynn, who is a C, I believe. Let me check that once again. No, he is a B rated. He makes the play, up with it, over to first, as he's been checked several times already, but he's been up to the task as he makes the play, tossing it over to Montanez for out number 1. Now bring up Rennie Stennett. Stennett will be batting from the D column as he is a regular C rating, but drops to a D against Swan. Here's the pitch to Stennett. That D9 will be a ground ball to Flynn over to Montanez for another 4-3 put out. Out number 2. That'll bring up our pitcher, John Candelaria, batting from the D column. Swan, looking at his counterpart, brings the pitch. And he gets to swing away, but in that D column, he just hits a line shot at Montanez at first. Montanez alert and ready, as it's not a too sharply hit line drive, as he plays it easily for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down, as we go to the bottom of the second with Pittsburgh up 1-0. And Richie Hebner stepping to the plate. Hebner, the lefty, usually is a B batter, but he'll drop to a C against Candelaria. Hebner digs in, Candelaria into the windup. And those high numbers are not good news for Candelaria, as the A8 goes to the batter column. C11 is power, and Hebner, power is a B. That B12 is a home run that Hebner takes into the right field seats as Dave Parker watches it go over his head, as Richie Hebner has took a hanging curveball by Candelaria and parked it in the right field seats. And now our game is tied 1-1 on a home run by Richie Hebner. And that'll bring John Stearns to the plate. Stearns will be a C hitter against the lefty Candelaria. Here's the pitch to Stearns. It's going to be a defensive check on the shortstop. Foley plays it easily. That roll of 1 is a surefire non-error, as he scoops it up, vacuums it up at short, and over to first for the 6-3 put out, and out number 1. Now to bring Willie Montanez to the plate. Montanez, his first time up. Here's a pitch to Montanez. Let's see. He will get to hit. Montanez again, a D hitter. That D10 will be a single by Montanez. He does get it in play as he drops it into front of Parker in right field for a single. Montanez does not have good speed, so he will not be running as Henderson steps to the plate. Steve Henderson, batting from the A column, and one of the few Mets batters who is an A. Here is the pitch. That B3 is a control check, and he strikes him out as he goes down swinging. Actually goes down looking, according to the card. Let that one pass by without getting the bat off his shoulder, as Montanez takes a short lead off first. He will be running on contact. Here is the pitch. Again, this time it will be a defensive check on Candelaria. Candelaria, who is a defender, makes the play easily. Scoops up the hard ground ball, tosses it over to Montanez for the 1-3 put out. They leave one stranded as we go to the third with our game tied after the Hebner home run. And we're 1-1 going into the third, as The leadoff hitter, Marino, comes to the plate. Marino, his first time out, grounded out to first. As Marino steps in, again Marino, a B column hitter. Here's the pitch. He will get to hit. He lifts one into left field. Steve Henderson settles underneath it for the F7 putout. And out number one. That'll bring up Tim Foley. Foley, his first time up. Grounded to short. Foley again will be a C hitter against Swan. Swan into the windup. Here's the pitch to Foley. Foley will get to hit away. And he hits one sharply to Montanez at first. Montanez up with it. Over to Swan as he covers the bag for a 3-1 putout. And out number two. That'll bring up Dave Parker, who doubled his first time up. Parker hopes to continue the streak as he got the rally going in inning number one. Here's the pitch to Parker. Again, he will get to swing. That A3, though, is just going to be a deep fly ball into left field. Henderson ranging over toward Maddox, waves Maddox off for the F7 putout. And out number three. And we go to the bottom of the third. Still tied here, 1-1. And pitcher Craig Swan striding to the plate. I think we're just going to attempt to bunt with Swan. As the pitch comes, he lays down the bunt. And it is a successful bunt. No, it's not. He's out. He is out. His bunt was not successful. He's not a good hitter. So he lays down the bunt. To the first baseman. Got the second baseman covering. And that brings our leadoff hitter, Frank Tavares, to the plate. Tavares, C batting column hitter. Here's the pitch to Tavares. He will get to swing away. Ground ball, hit to Rennie Stennett. Up with it. Tosses it over to Miller for the 4-3 putout. And out number one. Two. I need to remember my outs. That'll bring Elliot Maddox to the plate. Maddox, his last time up, grounded out to first. Again, Maddox hitting from the B column. Here's the pitch to Maddox. He will get to swing away. That B11. Will be his power column. Maddox. That C power. He'll lift it deep into center field. Omar Marino, who is tracking it well, takes it back to the warning track for the F8 putout. And out number three, And we go to the fourth with our score still tied 1-1 as both pitchers are pitching well. As John Milner steps to the plate. Milner batting from the B column. His first time up, singled. Moved Parker over to third, if I remember correctly. Milner looking to swing away as Swan goes into the windup. He will get to hit. That B7 is chopped to Montanez at first. Swan covering the bag. 3 tosses to Swan. 3-1 put out for out number 1. That'll bring up Mike Easler, batting from the C column. Here's the pitch to Easler. It'll be a defensive check. Again on the second baseman, Flynn. Flynn's been tested, but he's come up with flying colors each time, passing the test as he drops it over to Montanez at first for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down as Ed Ott steps to the plate. Ed Ott batting from the B column. We had a 2-out single as he drops it in front of Youngblood in right field. Safely on first is Ott. That'll bring up Stearns to the plate. Excuse me, Garner. Stearns is the catcher for the Mets. I sometimes read the wrong names. Garner, batting from the C column. Ott's going to be running on contact. Here is the pitch. And he will get one to hit. That C10 is a single plus that'll move Ott all the way over to third as he's put one to the wall between Youngblood and Henderson in left center field. So with 2 outs, we have runners again on the corner. And Rennie Stennett stepping to the plate. Of course, Stennett will be a D hitter against the righty Swan. Can Stennett get something going here? Here is the pitch. And it'll be control check on Swan. Swan's control is an A. That A7 control. He strikes him out swinging as he goes down, hacking away, and leaves 2 stranded. Big opportunity missed by the Pirates as Swan pitches his way out of that situation. And we go to the bottom of the 4th, still tied here 1-1, as Joel Youngblood steps to the plate. Youngblood batting from the B column. Here's the pitch to Youngblood. He will get to hit as he hits a sharp grounder to Stennett at second. Stennett up with it over to Milner. Out number 1. I'll bring Richie Hebner up. Hebner did the deed his last time up as he put one into the right field seats for the 1 run for the Mets as Hebner digs in. Candelaria not wanting a second occurrence as Hebner bats from the C column. Here's the pitch. Candelaria, his control is an A as well, that A9 will strike him out. What is Hebner's? Hebner cannot, it's a drop K, but it's got to be an A or B to be rolled for. So he's going to go down swinging. Route number 2. Now that'll bring Stearns to the plate. John Stearns batting from the C column. Stearns, his last time up, let's take a look. I like to look at occasionally. His last time up, he grounded to short. So here's the pitch. This time, it's a line drive to Milner at first for the L3 putout as Milner stabs it out of the air as it almost gets by him to Parker in right, but a leaping catch by Milner. 3 up, 3 down, and we go to the 5th. Tied 1-1, and John Candelaria stepping to the bag, stepping to the plate as Swan toes the rubber, looks at his counterpart, and brings the pitch. And Candelaria will get to hit. He lifts one into right field, shallow right field. Youngblood plays it easily for the F9 putout. And out number 1. That brings Marino to the plate. Omar Marino is 0 for 2 on the day. He flew out to left field his last time up as Marino digs in. Swan toes the rubber, goes into his windup. Here's the pitch. This time Marino will get to hit. And Marino batting from the B column. That B7 will be a sharply hit ball to Montanez at first. Swan covering, gets him by a step for the 3-1 putout. And out number 2. That'll bring Tim Foley to the plate. Foley hitting from the C column. Can they get another two-out rally going? Here is the pitch. And he will get to hit. But he just grounds one to Hebner at third. Hebner up with it over to first for the 5-3 putout. And out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still tied 1-1. As Willie Montanez steps to the plate. The D-rated Montanez digs in. Candelaria into his windup. That's going to be a defensive check on Candelaria. He is an A-rated defender. An A9. He will make the play as he fields the hot grounder. Tosses it over to Milner at first for the 1-3 putout. And out number 1. That'll bring up Steve Henderson. Henderson batting from the A column. Here's the pitch to Henderson. B4 is again a defensive check, this time on the third baseman Garner. Garner's defense is a C. That's C5. He fields it easily as he moves toward the third base line. Fields it, fires it over to Milner at first. Out number 2. Now Doug Flynn stepping in. Flynn, let's take a look at Flynn. What has he done on the day? He grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. Candelaria into his windup. Here's the pitch. And he strikes him out. Flynn goes down swinging for out number 3. And we go to the 6th here. Still tied 1-1 as Dave Parker steps to the plate. Parker, the dangerous Parker, batting from the A column. As Swan goes into the windup, Parker digs in. Here is the pitch, and he will get something to hit as he laces a line drive single into right field. Youngblood fields it, tosses it in, but not before Dave Parker is standing safely on first for a leadoff single. Parker, with B speed, is going to be attempting a steal as Swan goes into the windup. Off Parker goes, and he is safe. Parker beats out the throw as he slides in under the tag by Flynn as he puts himself into scoring position with no outs. And John Milner stepping to the plate. Milner, the lefty, is a B hitter. And he will be swinging away. Here is the pitch to Milner from Swan. And he strikes him out. Milner goes down swinging. Good pitch by Swan in a good position. As that will bring Mike Easler to the plate. Easler batting from the C column as Swan goes into the windup. Easler wanting to get Parker in. This time, it's going to be a control check, and he strikes him out as he goes down swinging. 2 back-to-back Ks after a leadoff single by Parker. Now to bring Ed Ott to the plate. Batting from the B column, Ott wanting to push across a run. Here's the pitch to Ott. That B6 will go to the batter, but he just grounds it sharply to third. Hebner makes the play over to first, and Parker gets stranded on second with the 5-3 put out. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Their score still tied 1-1. And Craig Swan stepping to the plate. He will go ahead and swing away. Here's the pitch. That B3 is a control check. And he will walk him. He walks his counterpart. How can you walk the pitcher? As he gets the free pass down to first base, Candelaria just shaking his head in disgust as Frank Tavares steps to the plate. Batting from the C column is Tavares. Swan, short lead as Candelaria goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. And it will be hit by Tavares. That's C5. It's a fly ball into shallow left field. Swan will not be able to make a move over as he fields it for out number 1. A short fly ball to left. And that'll bring Elliot Maddox back to the plate. Maddox batting from the B column. Here's the pitch to Maddox. He will get to swing away. This time it's a fly ball into center field, but it's too shallow again for Swan to move over. He had the opportunity to tag, but his speed will not allow him to do that. As we have an F8 put out by Marino as he squeezes it for out number 2. That'll bring Joel Youngblood to the plate. Youngblood again bats from the B column. Here's the pitch to Youngblood, and he will get to swing away. He grounds it sharply to Foley at short. Foley just tosses it over to Stennett covering second for the 6-4 put out. And out number 3. We go to the 7th. Still tied 1-1. When you got 2 good pitchers up, it's limiting the base runners here. And that's one of the things I found using pocket pennant run. The scoring is low when you have good pitchers in. As Swan, this is his fatigue, his last inning. Candelaria will be fatigued this inning, so his rating will drop to a C as when he comes up. But Phil Garner steps to the plate. Garner batting from the C column. Here's the pitch from Swan. And it'll be a power check for Foley. Foley's power is a C. That's C7. Is a double by Foley as he's ripped it in the alley between Henderson and Maddox as they cannot reach it. So a leadoff double by Tim Foley. Phil Garner, excuse me. I was looking at the wrong guy. Let me recheck that. I don't know why I was thinking Garner. Foley when it was Garner. Let me recheck that because he has B power. Yeah, it's still a double. So we're good. That's the right play. Just a different player. Now to bring Rennie Stennett up. Stennett batting from the D column. I think Stennett will attempt to bunt over Garner since he doesn't have a very good bat. Here is the pitch. What will he do with it as he lays down the bunt? It's going to be a defensive check on the pitcher. And he has A defense, so that A8. There it is. Said he does field it, and he gets the lead runner. So it's a poor bunt by Stennett as they get Garner going to third. As he tries to bunt him over to third, Garner gets gunned out by Swan. Oops, wrong button. All right. Grounded to the pitcher. Third. Here's a bunt. Batter safe. There we go. And it's recorded. So that was not what they wanted as John Candelaria comes to the plate. I think I'm going to go ahead and pitch hit for Candelaria. See if I can bring in a left-hander for Candelaria. Yeah, pops. Definitely will bring in Stargell to pinch hit. He's the only. Well, I do have a switch. I'm going to bring in Pop Stargell to pinch hit here. Stargell hitting from the B column. Stennett takes a short lead with one out. Here is the pitch. And Stargell gets one to hit. Goes to his power column. And Willie Pop Stargell comes in and hits a pitch hit home run into the right field seats as he clears the base pass as Stennett crosses. And Stargell takes that stroll around the base pass. And now we got a 3-1 game as Pop Stargell's come in with a pinch hit home run here in the top of the 7th. 3-1 Pittsburgh. That'll bring Omar Moreno back to the plate. Moreno batting from the B column. Here's the pitch to Moreno as Swan is shaking his head in disgust. Here's the pitch. And Moreno will get to hit away. And he singles into right field as they're hoping to get something big going here in the 7th. Moreno safely on first. The speedy Moreno as Swan goes into his windup, is off to second base and safe as he slides in for a 1-out stolen base. So now Marino's in scoring position as Tim Foley steps to the plate. Foley batting from the C column. Looks to swing away as Swan into the windup. He will get to hit. That C10 is a single plus. It will score Marino as the speedy Marino crosses home plate standing here in the 7th. And Swan's rating it is one more run comes across, it's going to drop to a C anyhow. But Swan looking to bear down. He's got Foley on first, looking to get a double play ball as Foley takes a short lead. The dangerous Dave Parker stepping up. Here's the pitch to Parker. And he will get to hit, but he grounds one sharply to short. Tavares up with it, over to Flynn, makes the pivot for the 6-4-3 rally killing double play. But we did have 3 runs come across here in the 7th for a 4-1 Pittsburgh lead as Willie Pop Stargell come in and hit a pinch hit 2-run shot into right field. And now I need a pitcher for the Mets. Let's see who I want to bring up. I mean, a pitcher for the Pirates. Pitch hit for Candelaria. That's how Pop Stargell got to hit that home run. And I believe I'm going to bring in a righty. Who's a good one? Jacoby, we won't bring in. He's fatigued. Let's bring in Ed Whitson. Whitson will be hitting. I don't know, maybe Ellis. Is he available? He's not available. He's not even on the lineup. Looks like it will be Whitson, but he will be pitching from the C column. As my bullpen is not that great. Whitson back against Hebner. Hebner has the lone run for the Mets as he hit a home run his first time up. Here's the pitch from Whitson. That C3 will be a defensive check on the second baseman Stennett. That C defense. C10. He will make the play as Stennett fields a tough hopper that almost handcuffs him, but he's able to make the play, knocks it down, and is able to scoop it up and fire it over to second in time for the 4-3 put out. And out number 1 as John Stearns steps back up to the plate. Stearns now batting from the D column with the righty Whitson. Here is the pitch. He will get to hit at D9 because of that platoon change. Instead of a single, it's another ground out to Stennett at second. For out number 2, as Whitson comes in and gets it done. Willie Montanez, though, will be able to hit from the C column as Whitson into the windup. That C4 is a defensive check on the shortstop. Foley scoops it up, fires it over to first for the 6-3 put out, and 3 up and 3 down. Great inning of pitching from Whitson. is Swan. Swan's rating now goes down to a C. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and bring a... No, should I pull him now or just go ahead and pitch it? Let's go ahead and pull him. Don't want any more runs to come across. Take a look at what we got coming up here, though. Lefty, 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 then righty, righty, righty. So we'll go with the left-hander. All right, what do we got? I'm going to bring in Ed Glenn. He's good. He's got a good pitcher rating, but his control is iffy. He's an A pitcher with D control, so hoping he's just doesn't go to his control card too much or with too high numbers. As Milner steps in, lefty against lefty, Milner will drop to a C. Here is the pitch. That C4 is a defensive check on the second baseman, Flynn. Flynn again tested once again, makes the play over to first for out number 1. I'll bring Mike Easler to the plate. This time batting from the D column, Easler looks to swing away, and he strikes him out as he struck him out swinging. Route number 2. As Glenn is coming in and pitching well, Ed Ott batting from the C column. Ott digs in, pitch from Glenn, and back-to-back strikeouts for Glenn as Glenn comes in and mows down the lineup with 2 strikeouts. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Ed Whitson's still in, as he can go 2 innings, and we'll leave him in. As Whitson staring down Henderson, righty-righty matchup. Henderson batting from the B column against Whitson. He will get to swing away, and he hits one sharply to Milner. Whitson sprinting over to first gets the toss from Milner for the 3-1 putout. And out number 1, that's going to bring Doug Flynn to the plate. Will be a D hitter against Whitson. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a defensive check on the third baseman, Garner. That's C10. He will make the play. If it had been 11, it would have been a ball get by him, but he was able to break on the ball, field it, fire it over to first for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 8th, with the Pirates leading 4-1. Glenn will be pinch hit for. Bring in a lefty. Ed Cranepole is probably the best option I've got. Yep, Ed Cranepole will come in. He'll be batting from the C column with D power, so he's just hoping to get the ball in play to get on base. It's a C on C matchup, so we'll see what happens. And it is a control check on Whitson. I believe Whitson's control is a D, so that D control, that D1 though, will still be a strikeout swinging as Kranepool goes down swinging and does not get the job done. And that's out number 3. And we go to the 9th. And I need a pitcher for the Mets. Facing all righties. So let's bring in some righties. A right-handed pitcher for Ed Glenn. And what's my best option as a righty? Let's bring in Hausman. Tom Hausman coming in to hold this lead to 3, as he is a pitcher with B control and A defense, as Phil Garner steps up. Garner, the righty, will be batting from the C column. Here's the pitch from Hausman. And Garner gets to swing away as he's put one fat in front of Garner. That will be Garner's power column. Garner, I believe, is a B power. That B7 is a leadoff double by Garner as Hausman left one hanging, and he put it in the alley between Henderson and Maddox once again, as they're not ranging very well, as Garner's safely on second. As Rennie Stennett steps to the plate. Stennett, with an unsuccessful bunt attempt his first time up, will attempt to bunt once again as Garner gets to sign and will be running on contact. Here is the bunt attempt by Stennett. And this time, he strikes out as he misses the opportunity and fouls up that bunt chance once again. But Garner quickly back to second, avoids getting doubled up as Ed Whitson now comes to the plate. And we're going to pinch hit for Whitson because he will drop to a D in the 9th, and we don't want a D pitcher up. So all I got is righties on the bench, so let's just bring the best righty candidate up. It'll be Nicosia coming in. And he will drop to a C against Hausman. Hausman with the pitch. It'll be control checked. And he will walk him. So that's a 1-out walk that puts runners on first and second. Here in the top of the 9th, as Omar Marino steps back to the plate. Marino will be hitting from the B column. Here is the pitch. That B8 he will get to hit. That is not good news for Hausman, as that B11 goes to his power column. Marino's power is a C. That C9 power is a double that's going to clear the base pass as Garner and Nicosia cross the plate. And this game is slowly getting out of hand now, as it is now 6-1 Pittsburgh here in the top of the 9th. And Hausman is just wanting to get out of this inning. Take a look at Hausman. How many runs has he allowed? Yeah, he is now dropping his rating to a B. Here's the pitch from Hausman. And it is bad news once again, as that is going to go to Foley's C8. And he will make the play as Montanez tosses to Hausman covering the bag, but it will move Marino over to third with 2 outs. Dave Parker coming to the plate. Marino's 90 feet away from run number 7 as Parker steps in. Here's the pitch from Hausman, and he will get to swing away, and that's going to be a RBI scoring run single for Parker as another run comes across. And Hausman's going to have to come out. We've seen enough. And Pete Falcone is going to come in and just try to get them out of this mess they're in. No, he's a starting pitcher. I'm not going to bring him in. Both my lefties are fatigued, so we'll bring Neil Allen in. He's going to be B pitcher. All right, Milner steps up. He gets to hit from his regular column, which will be a B. Here's the pitch. Be a defensive check on the right fielder, Youngblood. Youngblood will make the play as he sprints over toward the foul line to make the grab for the F9 putout, and they finally mercilessly get out of this inning as 3 more runs come across for a 7-1 Pittsburgh lead. And I got to get a pitcher in for Whitson. Just going to bring in a right-hander. The right-handed reliever. Bring in Jim Bibby, who is A's all the way across. So look, he's hoping to come in and just light them up and close out this game, put them out of their misery, as it's now 7-1. Pittsburgh poured it on here late in the 7th and 9th innings, plating 6. As Tavares steps to the plate, the righty-righty matchup, Tavares will drop to a D. But I look on my bench, don't have anybody really any better. Here is the pitch. That A5 is a control check, and he immediately comes in and walks. Tavares puts him on first, and they want to get something going, so Tavares is going to be off to the races as the pitch, as Bibby goes into the windup. Tavares looking to break to second. And off he goes. And they barely slides in under the tag, as he was just a hair from being out, but he makes it for the stolen base and puts himself in scoring position as Elliot Maddox steps to the plate. Maddox will drop to a C hitter. Tavares takes a slight lead. Here's the pitch. At A6, defensive check on the center fielder. Marino, whose rating is a C. That's C9. He will make the play, but it will allow Tavares to tag up and move over to third, as it was hit deep and Marino could not get it in time for the sacrifice fly that moved Tavares over to third by Maddox. For out number one, and Tavares 90 feet from run number 2. As Bibby looks to bear down on Youngblood. Youngblood batting from the C column. Here is the pitch. And he will get to hit away. But is a line shot to first base. Tavares was breaking for home. Milner steps on the bag and fires it over to third for a game-inning, soul-crushing L3-5 double play. And what a way to end the game on a line drive double up. To end the game. And that's going to be our game. John Candelaria goes to 9-1. Craig Swan will drop to 9-3. And Omar Marino is your MVP. And let's take a look at the box score to see why they've went that route. And let me change our view a little bit to make that a little more appealing. And there we go. As we're about an hour and 10 minutes into this game, so I want to go ahead and close it out. But a 7-1 Pittsburgh lead that was very slow up until the 7th inning. We were tied 1-1, but then the floodgates opened for the Pirates. Omar Marino was the MVP of the game, and Marino on the day was 2 for 5. With 2 RBIs. And I guess that's why he got the nod. I don't know. I think I would have might have give it to the pitcher Candelaria, because let's take a look at his numbers. Although he did not strike out many, he only allowed 2 hits, one of those being a home run. But pretty solid outing from Candelaria. Wits had come in, pitched well, as did Bibby. Swan took the loss as he allowed 4 earned runs to come across. And that will move the Pirates to 45-10 and drop the Mets to 36-29. Let me go ahead and no, I didn't hit end game on that last one. Oh, no. What happened there? Not sure what happened there. I'll have to go back and recheck it, but that is our game here from the Mets, a 7-1 winner. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.